Guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be covering Python data types and variables, and also I will explain Python comments and identifiers. Guys, I have uploaded complete Python programming subject tutorials. I will provide link in description. You can watch from there. If you are watching this video for the first time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. At first, I will explain what is variable. Variable is used to store value. For example, here I written a equal to 10, where a is variable name. I took variable name as a, and this a will store value 10. So variable is used to store value, and similarly I took another variable. That variable name is b equal to Sai. This name is stored in variable b. Similarly I took another variable. That variable name is num, where num stands for number. I took number equal to 10.5. Meaning of this is, this value 10.5 is stored in variable num. Variable is a name of memory location where we can store different type of values. In variable we can store different type of values, and there are some rules which we need to follow before declaring a variable. That rules are: a variable must start with a letter or underscore, not with number. Variable must always starts with number. For example, a equal to 10, where this a is letter. Variable must always starts with an alphabet or underscore, or you can also write like this: underscore a equal to 10. And we should not start variable name with number. For example, if I give here 10 equal to 10, then it will display error, because we should not start variable with number. And variable can contain alphanumeric characters. For example, you can write like this: a1 equal to 10. Here after declaring alphabet you can write number, but you should not start variable name with alphabet. For example, here I written a equal to 10. How can we print this value 10? Just write print a. Whenever you write this program, then whatever the value that is present in variable a will be generated as output. So I'll get output as 10. For example, here I written number equal to 10.5. So in order to print this value, just write print. By using print function we can generate output. So I written here print. This value is present in variable num. So you need to write here num. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output 10.5. This is how we generate output. For example, here I written a equal to 1, and here I written print capital A. Whenever you execute this program, it will display error, because variables are case sensitive. That means both capital A and small a are different. Here if you use small a, then here also you need to use small a. If you use here capital A, then here also you need to use capital A. This is another rule, that is variables are case sensitive. That means both small a and capital A are different. These are various rules that we need to follow before declaring a variable. Next I will explain data types in Python. Data type is used to represent different kinds of values that variable stores. For example, here I written b equal to Sai. This Sai is string data type. This variable b contains string data type. So data types are used to represent different kinds of values that this variable stores. Now this value is string value, whereas this value is integer value, and this value is float value. Data types in Python are classified into 6 types. They are numbers, strings, dictionaries, set, list and tuple. These are 6 data types that this Python supports. We also call these data types as standard types in Python. At first I will explain numbers. You can also call it as numeric data type. This numbers contains 4 data types. They are integer data type, float data type, Boolean data type and complex data type. I will explain each of them with an example. Guys, you need to remember one important thing, that is Python is dynamically typable language. That means there is no need of declaring data type of variable. For example, if you consider language like C, how we declare variable like int a equal to 10. But whereas in Python is dynamically typable language, so there is no need of declaring data type. Python can automatically understand what kind of data it is. At first I will explain integer data type. For example, here I written a equal to 10. This 10 is integer value. So in order to print value 10, you need to write print. This value 10 is present in variable a. So you need to write here a. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output 10. And there is one function in Python. That function name is type. By using type function, you can get to know what kind of data that this variable contains. So you need to write here print type a. Whenever you execute this entire code, then you will get output 10, because I written here print a, so I will get output 10 and class int. Here I written type a. That means what kind of data type that this variable a contain. This variable a contains 10, and this 10 is integer data type. So I will get output class int. I will give one more example. Here I written a equal to 20, and I written print a and print type of a. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output 20 and class int. This is integer data type. Next I will explain float data type. Here I written a equal to 10.5 and I written here print a and I written here print type of a. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output 10.5 because this variable a contain value 10.5. So I will get output 10.5 and I will get class float. This is output for this program. Next I will explain Boolean data type. Boolean data type contains two values. They are true and false. You need to write here capital T true and capital F false. Boolean data type contains two values. They are true and false. This is program. Here I written a equal to true. Guys, there is no need of declaring double quotations for this Boolean type. Guys, there is no need of declaring double quotations for this true and false. Just write a equal to true. And here I am writing print a and print type of a. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output true and class Boolean. This true is Boolean type. So I will get here class Boolean. You can also use this Boolean function another way. Like I written here print 3 double equal to 3. Meaning of this is I am asking that whether value of 3 is equal to 3 or not. Guys, definitely you need to use here double equal to. Whenever you use here single is equal to, then this 3 will be treated as variable and this 3 will be treated as value. So definitely use here double equal to. I written here 3 double equal to 3. Whenever you execute this program, then I will get output true because 3 is equal to 3. For example, if I write here 3 equal to 9, then here I will get output false because 3 is not equal to 9. So I will get output false. This is another way to use Boolean type. For example, here I took a equal to 10 and I written here print in double quotations I written value of a is close double quotations comma a. Whenever you execute this entire program, then you will get output value of a is, this a contains value 10. So I will get here value of a is 10. For example, here I written a equal to 10 and b equal to 10.5. Now I want to print value of a and value of b. So I am writing here print value of a is close double quotations comma a. Similarly, I written here print value of b is close double quotations comma b. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output value of a is 10 and value of b is 10.5. This is my output. Next I will explain complex type. Number which contains both real and imaginary part is known as complex number. This is an example. Here I written 2 plus 3j, where this 2 is real part and 3j is imaginary part. Real and imaginary part can be any number, either positive number or negative number. This is program. Here I written a equal to 2 plus 3j. After that I written print a and after that I written print type of a. Whenever you execute this program, then I will get output whatever the value that this variable a contains, it will be generated as output. So I will get output 2 plus 3j and this type is complex type. So I will get output class complex. This is program for complex number. This is another program in order to generate real part and imaginary part output separately. I want only real part. So I written here print a dot real because this value is present in variable a. So I written here print a dot real. Whenever you execute this program, you will get output 2.0 and here I written print a dot image. Image stands for imaginary part. Here I will get output 3.0. Here data will be represented as float value. There is separate complex function available in Python. By using this function, you can convert number or string to complex number. This is syntax. Inside complex function, you need to write real part and imaginary part. I will give an example. Here I took variable name as a. Inside variable a, I written complex of 1, 2, where 1 is real part and 2 is imaginary. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output 1 plus 2j. I want to print only real part. At first I written print and inside double quotations I written real part is comma a dot real. Because value is present in variable a, so I written here a dot real. Whenever you execute this, you will get output real part is 1.0. Data is represented as float value. In complex function, you need to give both real part and imaginary part. For example, if I give only single value and here I given only single value, that is 1. So 1 is considered as real part. I did not given any imaginary part. So by default it will take value 0. So I will get output as 1 plus 0j. This is my output. If you don't give any value, then by default it will take value as 0. In exam they may ask complex type or complex function. Then you can write this. Next I will explain string type. String is nothing but sequence of characters. For example, if you want to print group of characters together, then you need to use string. This is an example. Here I want to print text, that is college. This college is string type. So I written here a equal to open double quotations college and close double quotations. Guys, definitely you need to include string in double quotations, and then I written here print A, and after that I written print type of A. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output college, and I will get class string str, that is nothing but string. Instead of double quotations, you can also use single quotations. Next, I will explain Python list, Python tuple, and Python set. This Python list, Python tuple, and Python set are same like arrays in C. If you want to store multiple values together in single variable, then you need to use Python list or Python tuple or Python set. This is an example. Here I written a equal to, I want to store multiple values. One is integer type, one is string type, and one is float type. So I took here square bracket, and inside this square bracket I written 10 comma Sai comma 10.5. You need to write Sai in single quotations. Now I am writing here print A, and next I written print type of A. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output 10 Sai and 10.5. This is my output. Guys, this square brackets represent Python list. So if you take here square bracket, then you will get class list. Guys, you need to remember this, that is Python list is represented in square brackets. Next, I will explain Python tuple. This Python tuple is same as Python list. Only difference is that in place of square brackets, you need to use normal bracket. That's it. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output 10 Sai and 10.5 in normal brackets. And then you will get class tuple, because here I am using normal brackets. So I will get output tuple. This is an example of Python set. Here for Python list, we need to use square brackets, and here for Python tuple, we need to use normal bracket. And whereas for Python set, you need to use curly brackets. Whenever you execute this program, then whatever the values that are present in variable A will be generated as output. So I will get output 10 Sai and 10.5 in curly brackets, and I will get class set. This is an example of Python list, Python tuple, and Python set. Next, I will explain Python dictionary. For Python dictionary also we use curly brackets. We represent Python dictionary as key value pair, where this name is key and this Sai is value. I given name as Sai and age as 21, where this age is key and this 21 is value. Here this name is string, so I written name in single quotations, and this Sai is also string, so I took here single quotations. This age is also string, so I took here single quotations, whereas 21 is integer type. So there is no need of taking single quotations, just I written age 21. Whenever you execute this program, then you will get output name Sai, age 21, and class dict, that is dictionary. You can also find values by giving age. For example, here I am writing print, I want to find age. So I written here print open bracket, this age is present in variable A, so write here a dot get age in single quotations because it is string, and close bracket. Whenever you execute this, then you will get output 21, because here I want to get value of this key age. By giving key, you can find value, so I will get output 21 because age is 21. Next, I will explain Python comments. Python do not execute comments. Just for understanding purpose, we give comments. Python supports two types of comments. They are single line comment and multi-line comment. For single line comment, we use hash symbol. Here I given a equal to 10. Just I am writing here comment, that is 10 is value. This is single line comment. For single line comment, we use hash symbol. For example, I want to write multiple line comments. Then you need to use 3 single quotations or 3 double quotations. For example, before this I want to write a is variable and this a contains value 10. Here I written multiple line comment. Here for multiple line comments, at starting you need to use 3 single quotations, and at ending you need to use 3 single quotations. And you can also use 3 double quotations starting, and after writing entire comment, at last you need to close with 3 double quotations. You need to remember that here at starting if you use 3 double quotations, then at ending also you need to use 3 double quotations. For example, starting if you use 3 single quotations, then at ending also you need to use 3 single quotations. Starting if you use 3 single quotations and ending if you use 3 double quotations, then it will display error. This is how we give comments in Python. Next I will explain Python identifier. Name given by the user is known as identifier. Either this name can be class name or function name or variable name or module name. For example, here I given a equal to 10. This 10 is variable name. So we call this A as identifier. Identifier is nothing but name in Python program. It can be class name or function name or variable name or module name. And there are some rules which we need to follow before declaring identifier. Whatever the rules that I explained for variables, same rules will be applicable for this identifiers. They are, it allows characters. We can start identifier with name or underscore. Here I written A equal to 10, where A is alphabet, or you can also start with underscore. And you should not start with number. This is another rule. You cannot start identifier with number. And third rule is case sensitive. I already said before, this Python is case sensitive. That is, it will treat capital A and small a differently. And last rule is, and we should not use reserved keywords. There are some keywords like true. This true is keyword. You should not use this keyword as variable name. Here I written variable equal to 10, that is var equal to 10, print var, where this var is identifier. Because this is variable name, so we call this variable name as identifier.